We all look up at the night sky with a sense of wonder, right? But today, we're going to flip that on its head. We are counting down the most terrifying things lurking out there in the cosmos, and you might be surprised to find out that the danger starts really, really close to home.
And yeah, that slide, that's not a joke. The beautiful, silent vacuum of space is also the most hostile place you can possibly imagine. The moment you leave the safety of Earth, the universe has a seemingly endless list of ways to bring about your very quick and very brutal end. So, let's get into it, shall we? You might think the real horrors are light years away, out in the deep dark black. But nope. The first few threats on our list are uncomfortably close. The danger begins right here, in our own messy cosmic neighborhood.
Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is something we made ourselves: space junk. Turns out we haven't just polluted our own planet, we've successfully turned the orbit around Earth into a giant high-speed junkyard.
And the scale of this problem is, well, it's staggering. We're talking about over 30,000 pieces of junk, bigger than a softball, all zipping around our planet at thousands of miles an hour. And this isn't some far-off problem either. NASA has had to play dodgeball with the International Space Station dozens of times just to avoid a catastrophic collision.
So, from a space cluttered with our own garbage, we now go to something much, much weirder: a space filled with absolutely nothing. Coming in at number 9, we have cosmic voids. These are just vast, empty pockets of the universe with no planets, no stars, no galaxies. Just an unimaginable emptiness.
This chart really puts the scale of that nothing into terrifying perspective. I mean, look at this. Our entire galaxy, the Milky Way, with its hundreds of billions of stars and planets, is about 100,000 light-years across. The Boötes Void, which is just one of these empty patches, is 330 million light-years wide. It's an amount of pure, empty space that the human brain can barely even start to process.
Okay, now we're zooming out from our little neighborhood to the grand, cosmic scale of galactic life and death. This is where we see how even the stars themselves aren't safe from the universe's hostile nature.
Coming in at number 8 are dead galaxies. And yeah, they're pretty much what they sound like. Just like a car, a galaxy can literally run out of gas. They use up all the material they need to form new stars, and as the old stars die out, the whole galaxy just fades away. And here's the real kicker. This is the eventual fate for all galaxies, including our own. They become cold, lonely cosmic cemeteries. It's a preview of what some scientists call the dark era of the universe. A final, chilling state where all the light and all the energy have just faded away forever.
At number 7, we've got planets. Now, you might be thinking, planets? Aren't they cool? Well, with potentially trillions of them out there, some are bound to be absolute nightmare fuel. We don't even have to look far. Let's talk about the scariest planet in our own solar system, Jupiter.
Jupiter is a beautiful, swirling ball of pure death. The radiation belts would kill you, the atmospheric pressure would crush you into a pulp instantly, the 400-mile-per-hour winds would tear you to shreds, you could be hit by lightning, flash frozen, or completely incinerated. Oh, and if you decided to try and take a breath, yep, you're dead. There is no scenario where you survive Jupiter.
Okay, our next 2 threats are maybe the most chilling yet. Why? Because they're invisible, they're mysterious, and they are utterly unstoppable.
Number 6 on our list is simply aliens. Now, the real terror here isn't little green men in flying saucers. It's the profound, absolute uncertainty of it all. An alien could be anything from a simple bacteria to, well, to something so far beyond our comprehension that just knowing it exists would shatter our reality. We have no idea what's out there.
And let's be honest, pop culture hasn't exactly calmed our nerves. As one source hilariously pointed out, when Hollywood finally tried to make a friendly and relatable alien, the only thing they got right was his body type. Our imaginations just love to fill in those cosmic gaps with our absolute worst fears. All right, take a deep breath for this one. Number 5 is a threat that is both invisible and so powerful it's hard to even describe: gamma-ray bursts. Simply put, these are the single most energetic explosions we know of in the entire universe, period.
So, how do you make one? Well, one way is you take 2 hyperdense neutron stars, let them spiral into each other, and when they collide, they form a new black hole. The explosion that results releases more energy in a few seconds than our sun will produce in its entire 10 billion year lifespan. It's an almost unthinkable blast.
But here's the most chilling part. Gamma rays are invisible to the naked eye. If one of these bursts was aimed at Earth from somewhere in our galactic neighborhood, it would strip away our ozone layer and trigger a mass extinction. And we would never, ever see it coming. There'd be no warning. It would just happen.
We are now entering the top tier of cosmic terror. These are forces of pure annihilation, destructive on a scale that doesn't just threaten planets, but can literally reshape entire galaxies. At number 4, we have colliding galaxies. With countless galaxies hurtling through space, these collisions aren't just possible, they are a cosmic certainty. In fact, our own Milky Way is on a direct collision course with our neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy. But, don't panic just yet. The impact isn't for another 4 billion years.
Number 3 is the supernova. This is the cataclysmic explosion of a dying star, and it's the largest explosion humans have ever witnessed. A single supernova can briefly outshine its entire home galaxy and would absolutely obliterate all life on any planet unlucky enough to be within a 50 light-year radius.
And our runner-up at number 2 is the one you probably expected to see. The black hole. Its terror comes from 2 things. 1, it is profoundly mysterious, and 2, its gravity is so absolute that nothing, not matter, not energy, not even light itself, can escape. We don't really know what happens once you cross the event horizon, but the leading theory for what happens on your way in has a disturbingly literal name: spaghettification. The intense gravity would stretch your body vertically while squishing it horizontally until you were, well, a long, thin strand of what used to be you.
And that brings us to our number 1 spot. The most terrifying thing in the universe isn't an explosion or a monster or a cosmic void. It's an existential terror, something way more fundamental and way more unsettling.
The single most terrifying thing about the universe is its size. Just stop and think about your own existence for a second. You are here, on a planet, orbiting a star in a solar system, which is just one of hundreds of billions in the Milky Way galaxy. That galaxy is part of a local group, which is part of the Virgo supercluster, which is just one tiny filament in the vast cosmic web of the observable universe, a sphere 93 billion light-years across. And the most terrifying part? We have absolutely no idea what, if anything, lies beyond that.
So, what's the real takeaway here? The universe is filled with forces that could obliterate us without a second thought, that's for sure. But maybe the true terror isn't what's actually out there, but what our own minds can conjure when we're faced with that kind of unknown. Our ability to think about these infinite, terrifying possibilities, maybe that's the scariest thing of all. What do you think?